So being 24 means that I've kind of lived in two worlds. One where computer knowledge was only for nerds, and then now where even your grandma can make a website. This is especially true when considering that platforms like Hostinger and Bluehost have AI that can make it for you instead of having to figure out what a nested loop or a pointer is. I really didn't like programming, let's just make that clear. So I figured that for those of you considering making a website, that I'd go through Hostinger and Bluehost to help give you an idea of which one you should go for. And the first thing that you should know is that in the description below, I've got a link to both sites that if you click on them, it triggers some ancient magic called discount, or as translated to English, a discount that applies to the whole site. So just by clicking on it, you get an exclusive site-wide discount to both Hostinger, as you can see here, and Bluehost that lightens the burden on your wallet. So you can see the discount for the price that it usually would be. It's pretty convenient. And then for Hostinger, it offers the same thing, but only through our link in the description below. So you don't want to miss on that sucker. So when navigating the crowded landscape of web hosting, Bluehost and Hostinger are kind of your go-to. So Bluehost simplifies the selection process with its 4 plans: Basic, Choice Plus, Online Store, and Pro. Now the basic plan, priced at a friendly $2.95 per month, extends hosting for a single website, as well as a 10GB SSD storage and a free domain for a first year. However, the catch lies in the renewal prices, which can catch you off guard. As you see here, it says auto renewal at regular rate, and then the regular price is $11.99, so you gotta keep your eye out for that. Now turning our attention to Hostinger, they also embody budget-friendly hosting with their own 4 plans. So they have single shared hosting, premium shared hosting, business shared hosting, and cloud startup. Now the superstar of these plans is the single plan because it's $1.99 per month. It covers one website, it offers a 50GB SSD storage, and unlimited free SSL, which is a sort of security thing that you are definitely going to be thankful for if you pick this option. I mean, all of the subscriptions offer this, but to have it at your most basic plan is a really big plus, which is something that I really like with Hostinger because they're very transparent. The further down you go, the more features you can see, and then even more features than you'd imagine. I mean, features that you don't even know what they are, but it's great to see them and you can kind of educate yourself as to what they have. So it covers every little nook and cranny, and so their transparency is a very big plus to me. But the fact of the matter is that while I did mention Bluehost's renewal prices, that applies to both of them depending on the term you're going for. So what I recommend is picking a plan for the long term, since you'll be paying less over that period of time. So in Bluehost's case, you can save roughly, $145 over the course of 36 months, as opposed to the 12-month plan where you're going to be paying $323 for the same period of time, saving you a nice chunk of change. And then if you go to Hostinger, the situation is roughly the same. So going with the most basic plan, you're going to save anywhere between, $84. All right, total AV, relax. So you're going to be paying anywhere between $84 to $384, and obviously with the more expensive subscriptions, you're going to be paying or saving a lot more money. So it's definitely something to take into consideration. Now, if you ever want to get humbled, just take a look at some of the names that these web hosting platforms have for their features. So Hostinger has something called Zyro, which is their website builder. So it just does it for you, and it has AI capabilities, which makes the process a lot more smooth, right? And it beats learning code, so I think we can all rally around that fact. And when we go look at some of the other features that we have here, so for all of them, you have a free email, a free domain, so you don't have to worry about buying a new domain for a whole year, which is very convenient because when you get into the whole building your website game, you might not be too familiar with it, so this gives you that easy transition. And there's also a Cloudflare protection, which should be down here, which is an extra layer of security for your website, and it helps protect against things such as DDoS attacks, which can be very crippling. DDoS attacks, well, that's a whole other topic in of itself, but the main difference for me, at least, that I think is very important to mention is that the premium plan doesn't have NVMe storage. NVMe storage is 4 times faster than SSD storage, and I mean, when you have a lot of things going on, a lot of activity and information to store, then the NVMe storage is going to be a big plus for you. I mean, it's 4 times faster, and for $349 per month, it's a really good deal. And then looking at the Bluehost side of things, you begin to see some of the industry standards. So you have, SSD storage. Granted, it is a little less than the Hostinger basic plan, but it's there regardless. Then you have the one website that it covers, a free domain for the first year, a professional email that includes a free trial of Microsoft 365 for a year, WordPress, which I'll talk about in a second, and then the SSL security feature that I discussed earlier. And then I just want to divert to the cPanel, which is a control panel that makes accessing different parts of your website and generally making your website a lot more convenient. You can find your hosting, you can find your domains a lot more easier. It just declutters everything, okay? So that's kind of the idea of that. And let's circle back to that WordPress thing that I was talking about. So both Bluehost and Hostinger have it, and at its core, WordPress is the simplest, most popular way to make your own website or blog. In fact, WordPress actually powers over like 43% of all the websites on the internet. Yeah, so like more than 1 in 4 websites that you visit are likely powered by WordPress. So that's definitely something that gives it a reputation. And in general, the end result is that WordPress makes building a website accessible to anyone, even people who aren't developers, which I assume you aren't, and do we even have to talk about me? Now, the fun part is digging into how these guys perform, because, that's the real deal that you won't find plastered all over their websites. Well, let's keep it honest. Even the best in the hosting game can have a bad day. Both Hostinger and Bluehost shoot for that magical 99% uptime, but hiccups happen. These downtimes, though, are like rare Pokemon, hard to find, but they do exist. Though try telling 8-year-old me that. So I understand that it can stress you out if you want your website up like 24/7, but here's the scoop. Both these guys use top-notch tech to keep those downtimes as rare as a unicorn sighting. So just like those disinfectant commercials for whatever Mr. Clean, it works 99.99% of the time. Now, when you weigh Hostinger against Bluehost for performance, it boils down to what floats your hosting boat. Hostinger is like the speed demon on a budget, quick, easy, and won't break the bank. On the other hand, Bluehost brings the whole package. It's like the VIP experience with all the bells and whistles. It's not just about how fast it goes, it's about the fancy features and support that come with the ride. So your call depends on whether you're all about the need for speed on a budget or if you're ready to roll in style with Bluehost's full throttle performance. Alright, so now that we've checked out what these guys bring to the table, let's dive into the nitty-gritty and compare their good and not so good sides. Hostinger is like the champion of being easy on your wallet, starting at just $1.99 a month. It's practically a steal. Perfect for those of us just trying to keep things budget-friendly. And here's the kicker, being cheap doesn't mean it slacks on performance, as we now know. But fair warning, it also might not be the best for superhero high-traffic websites that need some serious hosting muscle. Also, in the starting plans, you might miss out on a free domain with the single shared hosting plan, and you're limited to just one email account. Plus, there's no hotline to call when you're in a hosting emergency, something to think about if you're into the old-school phone support vibe. Now, let's talk Bluehost. So they're like the cool kid on the block with a bag full of extra goodies and a support team ready to rock. And they're not just hanging out in one corner either. It's got data centers scattered all around the globe, so no matter where you are, they've got you covered. And security is their middle name. They're all about creating a fortress for your websites. But I gotta keep it real, there are a couple of bumps in the Bluehost road. When it's time to renew, the price tag might make you raise an eyebrow. It's like the party's over and you're left with the bill. Also, if you're thinking of shifting your existing website to Bluehost, well, they're not doing that for free. It could be a bit of a headache for some folks. So while Bluehost brings a lot to the table, make sure you're cool with the long-term budget and the moving fees if you decide to dance with them. Moreover, if you're keen on trying them out, don't forget the links in the description below to save you an extra chunk of change, because their site-wide discounts only benefits you in the grand scheme of things. And hey, where else are you going to find something this good? And with that being said, I hope you found this video informative, and if you did, consider hitting that like button to get this video to people who are also looking to make a website, and hit subscribe to, well, make me smile. In the meantime, that is all from me, and until next time, take care, and I will see you then.